Good evening and welcome to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Alexia Andrachik.
And I'm Sarah Cox. We are so excited to be back in the studio and have a packed show for you tonight.
It's been almost 3 weeks since Winter Storm Fern hit Oxford, and tonight we're covering all of the efforts to get Oxford and campus back to normal. But before we dive into the recovery efforts made by the city, I have to say I am not minding these warmer temperatures after that ice storm. Honestly, anything feels warmer than that.
I totally agree, Alexia. It has been a little bit chilly in the morning, but has definitely warmed up in the afternoons, and I am totally loving that.
I couldn't agree more. Now let's check in with our weather anchor, Ava Lindsay, to see what it's looking like outside.
Thanks, guys. As you can tell, it's a beautiful sunny day today in Oxford with a high of 59 degrees. But as we look later into this evening, the low will be in the high 30s, so you might want to bring a jacket with you. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Ava. Now, Winter Storm Fern scattered many people's lives and plans, including students and teachers in the Oxford School District.
NewsWatch reporter Gabe Evans checked out to see how schools are moving forward after Fern. Let's take a look.
Breakfast time looks much the same now as any other day at Oxford Middle School, and for the past week, the district never stopped providing meals for their families. Jeanette Clement, who works in child nutrition for the district, says it was the workers who made it all possible.
The people that work for us and my staff, they're amazing. When they were told they needed to come in and feed, we put together a quick menu with the food that we knew we had, and they just do what they do every day and just feed kids.
Clemens said that some food was lost, but now parents are concerned with making up the 10 days of missed class time as a result of the storm. But according to Superintendent Bradley Robertson, the district is focused on slowly getting teachers and students back in the classroom first.
We instituted what we call a slow start. We didn't want, for example, the math teacher to jump right into math the first day the students are back in class. We wanted to make sure that our students and our staff were, their well-being was taken care of first.
Robertson says that the district will make up one of the missed days the Monday after Easter. As Oxford City Schools returns to the classroom this week, Superintendent Robertson says that people are what's most important as this city continues to recover. Reporting in Oxford, I'm Gabe Evans, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Good news for Oxford, the ice has melted, streets are passable, but the effects of the storm are still visible weeks after. Approximately 2,600 homes remain without electricity, full debris removal taking possibly several months due to the extent of the damage. While electricity has returned for many, recovery is still ongoing. Charities and disaster response organizations have been helping residents in and around Oxford, and crews are working continuously, taking off only every other Sunday. We'll have a closer look at some of one of these organizations later on tonight.
Taking a moment now to recognize more first responders that worked during Winter Storm Fern, the staff at Baptist Memorial Hospital. Our friends over at the Daily Mississippian talked to the hospital staff like nurse manager Jerry Kelly from Pontotoc, Mississippi, who shared that many staff members slept at the hospital for several days in order to continue providing care to patients throughout the storm. On January 27th, Administrator and CEO of Baptist Memorial Hospital released a statement that thanked Mayor Robin Tannehill, the City of Oxford, and local residents for their support as they work to ensure that they continue to operate at the highest level for the community.
I am so grateful for all of our first responders and all they have done for our community.
Yes, I am too, Sarah. And there is still a lot of hard work going on around campus as well. If you've been on campus after the storm, you've definitely noticed that there are some pretty obvious landscaping changes. And NewsWatch reporter Caroline Dardo took a look at the fate of our campus trees and cleanup.
While Winter Storm Fern's ice has melted away, signs of her destruction still remains.
There's an estimated 100,000 cubic yards of debris on campus, which a cubic yard is the size of a dishwasher. As far as cleanup, I would say months. As far as campus being reset to normal operations, I would say years.
The university's top priority was a safe and speedy return to campus. But as you look around, you might notice some new orange tags on trees around campus. Those are there because those trees will be removed in the near future.
Just because we said goodbye to some of our beloved grove trees doesn't mean that the grove's going to look different for long.
But we're going to start planting trees next week. We have trees in our laydown yard that were slated for the grove, and we're going to be planting them next week in the grove. So we're already working on ordering more trees to go ahead and replace what we took out. So
Lazinski shared with us most of his department went home to no power, especially on that first week. But one of the first to jump at the opportunity to start working was Thomas Dickerson, a groundskeeper and supervisor for landscaping services.
But I mean, most of the campus was damaged. I looked at it, always wondered if ever a tornado would come through campus. Well, it's kind of what it reminds me of.
But no natural disaster is a match for the landscaping crews who take pride in the beauty of our campus. I'm Caroline Dardo with NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Good news for Ole Miss. On Monday, the Institute of Higher Learning anonymously approved $10 million for the University of Mississippi in the aftermath of Fern.
Campus leaders plan to spend this $10 million on debris cleanup and tree removal, so some of those trees that we just saw will be cleaned up with this money.
Yes, the IHL increased the contract amount between the university and landscaping company. Looks great services, so we should hopefully see campus getting back to looking normal soon.
It has been so crazy and sad seeing the damage that Winter Storm Fern left behind, especially on campus.
I can't even believe it.
It's so sad. Well, thankfully it seems our weather has finally seemed to calm down a little bit.
Absolutely.
What can we expect to see tonight?
The low tonight is going to be in the high 30s, so everyone should definitely bring a jacket with them tonight. I'll have the full report whenever we get back from the break. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. As we take a glimpse into today's weather, we see that we have the high of 61 degrees today. Now, it is thankfully mostly sunny outside, but we are seeing a slight little breeze. But thankfully, all of the rain is far gone from right now. As we look into the surrounding counties around Oxford, we see that the weather does not change that much. We see that in South Haven, Tupelo, and in Corinth, the high is 59 degrees. But it is a little bit warmer with a high of 63 degrees in Holly Springs. Now, as we currently see, it's 61 degrees right now. And as we take a closer look into tonight, we're going to see that our temperatures are going to tank to 38 degrees. So you definitely need to bring a jacket with you tonight on all your travels to the square. We see that it is a little bit windy, but thank goodness the rain is still not showing any signs. Now, looking at tomorrow is planning on being a beautiful day with a high of 66 degrees, clear skies, and no rain. There's going to be a slight breeze. Tomorrow we also see that in the surrounding counties, it is going to get a little bit warmer. We see that in Tupelo, Oxford, Holly Springs, Corinth, and South Haven, the high is pretty much all around the same of about 65 degrees, so it's going to be really nice and sunny. Now, looking into Saturday night and Sunday, we see that there's going to be a major thunderstorm coming. So you definitely want to get your umbrella and rain jackets all prepared for this weekend's nasty weather. Looking to also Saturday and Sunday, we see that the rain is going to be stopping Monday and Tuesday. But thankfully, Monday and Tuesday, all the rainy and nasty weather is going to be fading. So definitely just be prepared for all of the rain that's coming up.
Well, I have to say I'm not super excited about that rain, but I am so happy that finally we're out of the icy temperatures. We're seeing some sunshine.
Yes. Oh, it's so good.
Well, I know the temperatures are heating up, but I'm hoping the world of sports is also heating up. Can you tell us a little
we're
bit?
finally defrosting and heating back up again. But when we get back, I have all things sports. Guys, it's finally springtime.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Sydney McGee with Sports Watch. Well, we know what's on all Ole Miss sports fans' minds right now, and that is Ole Miss football's quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, whose future of college football relies on the decision of a Pittsboro, Mississippi courtroom. The quarterback broke out this season as one of the best quarterbacks in the league, reaching almost 4,000 passing yards completed by 21 passing touchdowns and 8 rushing in his 5th year, but his first year at the Division I level. The NCAA shockingly denied Chambliss's waiver on his inquiry for a 6th year, where he says he was unable to play dating back to 2017 when he was exposed to the Epstein-Barr virus. Chambliss's legal team argues that the denial of his waiver was, quote, in bad faith, unreasonable, and an arbitrary decision. This is still a developing story at this time, and we'll update you as soon as we receive more information. And after a wild few weeks of storm recovery here in Oxford, Ole Miss women's basketball was awarded with great news. Senior Cody McMahon was just named to the Wooden Award late midseason top 20 watch list this week. This will be the second time she has been honored, earning the recognition last year at her previous school, Ohio State. Cody is the only student athlete in conference to earn SEC Player of the Week honors 3 times this season, and her performance has been pivotal for the Rebels, averaging 21.9 points per game and 6.6 rebounds. The Wooden Award All-American team will be announced during the week of the NCAA Tournament's Elite 8 round. The number 21 ranked Ole Miss softball team will kick off their season at the Ragin' Cajuns Invitational. After a historic run for the program's first appearance at the Women's College World Series last year, the team is ready to campaign for yet another successful season, welcoming 16 newcomers and respectively earning a top 25 preseason ranking across all 4 major preseason polls. Percy Lamas and Mackenzie Pickens headline as returners after huge freshman campaigns, especially at the plate, hitting above 300 all season and dominating the defense. Coverage for the game will be available on ESPN+, and the ladies return home for a game this Monday. And Ole Miss men's basketball falling short to Alabama last night. Daisy Leary has the story.
Last night, the Ole Miss men's basketball team went head-to-head in an SEC battle against Alabama. The Rebels fed off the home crowd energy early, attacking inside and setting the tone defensively. But Alabama showed up with strong perimeter shooting and quick ball movement. Ole Miss head coach, Coach Beard, leading the Rebels in his 3rd season, here's what he had to say.
In terms of the basketball games, congratulate Alabama on a road win in the SEC. Obviously on a night where they make 17 threes, they're going to be a tough out for anybody. First half, I thought our guys did a lot of really good things. 1 possession game at halftime. It was a 10-point game, about 7 minutes left. They kind of ballooned on us late. I don't think the final score is really indicative of what happened in the game tonight.
The game stayed tight until the final minutes, and that's when things got heated. AJ Storr led with 27 points. Eduardo Klafke had 12 points and a career-high 9 rebounds. With this result, Alabama strengthens its position in SEC standing, while Ole Miss will look to regroup ahead for their next conference game. Final score for the Ole Miss men's basketball game versus Alabama, 74-93. I'm Daisy Leary reporting for NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Gold medals aren't the only thing U.S. Olympic downhill skier Breezy Johnson will be bringing home from Italy this winter. She will also be bringing home a diamond ring and a note from the one and only Taylor Swift. While she was unable to complete her Super G race on Thursday, her boyfriend Connor Watkins made up for it with a proposal and a ring that resembles one of Johnson's favorite music artists, Swift's ring from her iconic song, Alchemy. The ring and engagement caught Swift's eye, to which she gave the couple a big congratulations on the incredible moment. Johnson said, quote, "I don't know what's better, Olympic gold or this comment. Congratulations to Breezy on her gold medal and her engagement." Spring is in full swing as Ole Miss athletics kicks off with track and field hitting the road with distance runners at Vanderbilt, while the remainder head to Arkansas. Baseball hosts Nevada for opening weekend in Swayze, softball heads to Louisiana, and men's tennis with a 3-match weekend here at home. Hopefully this one's a home run right to the desk.
Thank you, Sydney, for that sports update.
Coming up next on NewsWatch, talking all things national news. We'll be right back after the short break.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Every Tuesday, the Oxford community gathers to buy produce, baked goods, and locally sourced items at the Oxford Community Market. But after Winter Storm Fern, the first market of February looked a little bit different. I took a trip to the Old Armory Pavilion to check it out.
It brings a moment of normalcy to our lives, which have been so chaotic. There's something very healing about gathering, about music, about sharing food. A hug goes a long way at a time like this.
Chapman explained that the term second responders refers to a group of local restaurants, organizations, and neighbors giving back to those in need. And that's exactly what the Lafayette Oxford University second responders did on Tuesday when they hosted a special edition of the Oxford Community Market. Here, folks could pick up free meals and needed items like hygiene products.
We just want to come together, as an Oxford local. I just want to help give back to the community and serve in times of need.
My Michelle's is just one of the local businesses that donated items. Irish Lay, the owner of Manila Skillet, donated free hot meals, hoping that a warm plate and the feeling of community could bring comfort during this time of distress.
Everybody's been through a lot, so not everybody are blessed, but we share, we share. I'm here to share.
While power has been mostly restored within city limits, the work is far from over.
There's a whole world outside of the city limits, and we want those folks to know we will keep trying our best to get to them.
One of the ways they're hoping to reach people is through care and collection centers, one of them located at St. John's Church just behind me. At these centers, donations of essential items like water and non-perishable foods are collected and distributed to those in need. On your screen now is a map of all of the recovery and care collection sites, and monetary donations can be made from anywhere through Venmo. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Alexia Andrachik.
Now, moving into headlines across the nation, a California man was found with over 40 pounds of marijuana in his suitcase at the Atlanta airport. He is now facing trafficking charges. Under federal law, transporting drugs across state lines and out of the U.S. is illegal. And according to U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, the 41-year-old man was stopped as he was waiting to board a flight to France. In his two checked bags, agents found vacuum-sealed packages containing a green leafy substance that tested positive for marijuana.
In more national news, yesterday the House passed the Save America Act. This bill was backed by President Trump and would require voters to provide proof of U.S. citizenship to be able to cast a vote in federal elections. Additionally, this bill would allow the Department of Homeland Security to take possession of voter rolls in any state. Democratic lawmakers argue that this act could discourage voter participation and restrict voting access, while Republicans say that this bill is needed to ensure that only U.S. citizens vote in elections. After narrowly passing in the House, the bill is now headed to Senate. In more news out of Congress, in a vote of 219 to 211, the House voted to effectively cancel President Trump's Canadian tariffs on Wednesday. It would definitely end the national emergency Trump declared last year to justify imposing the 25% tariff on Canadian imports. After the vote, Trump posted, quote, "Any Republican in the House or the Senate that votes against tariffs will seriously suffer the consequences come election time, and that includes primaries." The Senate has already passed a similar measure to cancel Trump's tariffs on Canada. Even if the Senate agrees to the same House measure, Trump still has the power to veto it. Each chamber needs 2/3 majority in order to override a veto. Now moving out of Congress, America's wallets across the country may have been feeling the heat, literally. According to the National Energy Assistance Directors Association, the cost to heat homes through the winter season is expected to jump up to 11% this year. That's a noticeable increase from the original projected 9.2%. These increased prices are due to long-lasting cold temperatures, higher costs on natural gas, electricity, and heating oil. Industry analysis says that these prices will most likely continue to rise over the next few years, as a majority of Americans use electricity or natural gas to heat their homes. This wraps up today's national news update. Back to you at the desk, Alexia.
Thank you, Sarah. Now, Valentine's Day is coming up this weekend, and love is in the air. Stay tuned for more NewsWatch. Valentine's Day is only a few days away, and the Birmingham, Alabama Zoo is offering a different approach to Valentine's Day.
For $20, people are able to name a Madagascar hissing cockroach after an ex. Wow, that is something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say the Birmingham Zoo might be getting $20 from me this year. Now, if you're looking for a different way to celebrate Valentine's Day, McDonald's has a new and exciting menu option, caviar. The food chain is giving away free caviar to pair with McNuggets, of course, for Valentine's Day.
You can order yours online at mcnuggetcaviar.com. They have not said much about the caviar and how much is available, but I'm sure it will go fast if it's free.
Would you guys try caviar from McDonald's?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
I'm gonna have to say no also. What about you?
I'm gonna have to also say no about that one.
I am not that brave trying food like that, so.
Me too, for sure.
Well, our neighbors in Panola County also have an interesting experience for Valentine's Day.
The Panola County Sheriff's Office is offering citizens who have an ex with a warrant to tell the Panola County Sheriff's Office their whereabouts.
The sheriff's office will then pick up your ex, give them some fancy silver bracelets, and a complimentary ride to the county jail.
How nice of them!
It really is. Well, that's all we have for tonight. I'm Alexia Andrachik.
And I'm Sarah Cox with your latest news.
I'm Ava Lindsay with Stormwatch.
And with Sports Watch, I'm Sydney McGee.
Thank you for watching NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. Good night.